Hello and welcome to this interactive explainer. I'm absolutely thrilled to be stepping in as your private English tutor today. We're going to be tackling Unit 3 of Oxford Word Skills together, and our ultimate goal is mastering the learner's dictionary. So let's just dive right in because honestly, a learner's dictionary is so much more than a simple translation tool. It is literally the key to unlocking true fluency. Here's a quick roadmap for our session today. 1. Dictionary building blocks. 2. Pronunciation and style. 3. Pause and practice. 4. Exercise 1. Meaning match. 5. Exercise 2. Fill the blanks. And finally, 6. Exercise 3. Dictionary detective. Section 1. Dictionary building blocks. All right, we need to decode how this incredible tool is actually structured. When you look at an overview from the Oxford Word Power Dictionary, the sheer amount of information packed into a single page is just wild. It gives us way more than just simple meanings. We're talking grammar help, examples of everyday usage, related words, and even warnings about common errors. But to navigate all of this effectively, we really need to understand the specific terminology the dictionary uses to teach us. Let's break down our first 4 essential vocabulary words step by step. First up is definition, which is an exact statement of what a word or phrase means. Notice the phonetic stress is on the 3rd syllable, def-in-ish-shun. Next, we have entry, which is one of a list of items included in a dictionary. Here, the stress hits the 1st syllable, entry. Then there's the verb provide, meaning to give something to somebody. The stress is at the end, provide. For example, a good dictionary provides examples of usage. And finally, avoid, meaning to try not to do or experience something. Again, stress that 2nd syllable, avoid. For instance, the dictionary helps you avoid making common mistakes. Moving right along to how words actually group together in English. An idiom is a group of words whose meaning is completely different from the meanings of the individual words themselves. Say it with me, idiom. Next is collocation. Collocation. This refers to words that naturally just go together in English, like saying make a mistake rather than do a mistake. And finally, for instance, which is simply a very handy synonym for example. This really brilliantly illustrates how speaking natural English is all about learning word partnerships, not just memorizing isolated terms. Section 2, pronunciation and style. So, the dictionary doesn't just tell us what a word means, it tells us how to actually say it out loud and, crucially, when it's socially appropriate to use it. Let's unpack a few more vital terms. Style refers to the way something is written or spoken, like formal or informal language. Slang takes that informality to a whole new level. These are very informal words used almost exclusively in spoken conversation. Then we have offensive. Offensive. This means it's rude and likely to upset somebody. A good dictionary will always explicitly warn you if a word is offensive. Now for some action verbs. Select. Select means to choose, though it's a bit more formal. Build means to make something bigger or increase it, like building your vocabulary. And relate. Relay means to connect something to something else. Dictionaries love to give you related words to help expand your choices. Now, if you want to sound completely natural, you really need to grasp these 2 concepts. A phonetic symbol, is a letter, number, or sign that has a particular meaning, like the phonetic symbol J representing the sh sound in English. You have to contrast that with a syllable. A syllable is a part of a word containing a vowel sound. To put it simply, the word go has 1 syllable, while a word like prefer has 2 distinct beats or syllables. Prefer. Let's shine a spotlight on 2 words that tend to confuse a lot of learners, stress and emphasis. Now, both of these verbs essentially mean to say a syllable, word, or phrase with extra loudness. However, here is the absolutely crucial difference. Stress usually applies to the specific syllables within a single word. So you'd say the stress is on the first syllable. Emphasis, on the other hand, is usually used when a broader idea or topic is deemed important. For example, you might say, the newspaper placed emphasis on education. Make sense?
Section 3. Pause and practice.
Okay, we've covered the core vocabulary. Now I'm handing the reins over to you. True learning requires active participation. And as your tutor, I really want to challenge you to take total control of your learning right now. So here is exactly what I want you to do. Grab a notebook, grab a pen. I want you to literally pause this explainer right now. Use the knowledge we just built up to complete exercises 1, 2, and 3 completely on your own. Once you have all your answers written down, come back, press play, and we will walk through the correction clinic together. Go ahead, hit pause right now. Section 4, Exercise 1, Meaning Match. Welcome back. I am genuinely so proud of you for taking on that challenge. Let's dive straight into analyzing these sentences. Number 1, that's a useful idiom versus expression. Well, these are the same, so the answer is S. An idiom is just a specific type of expression. Number 2, is that collocation correct versus definition? These are different, so D. A collocation is all about words pairing together, while a definition is just the meaning of the word. Number 3, very rude versus offensive. These are the same, S. Both basically mean it's likely to upset someone. Number 4, does he use a lot of slang versus idioms? These are definitely different, D. Slang is super informal spoken vocabulary, while idioms are specific phrases with non-literal meanings. Let's keep that momentum going for the next 4. Number 5, avoid mistakes versus define mistakes. Definitely different, D. Trying not to do something is very different from stating its meaning. Number 6, select the right number versus choose. These are the same, S. Select is just a slightly more formal synonym for choose. Number 7, the stress is on versus the emphasis is on. The source tells us these related nouns both mean extra loudness, so in this specific context, they mean the same, S. Finally, number 8, doesn't give all the answers versus doesn't provide. These are the same, S, because the word provide literally just means to give. Section 5, Exercise 2, Fill the blanks. Fantastic work so far. Let's move seamlessly right into the next exercise. Remember, context clues dictate which word fits perfectly here. For number 1, dictionaries have many uses. For instance, to find out meaning. The phrase for instance pairs up perfectly to mean for example. Number 2 requires a noun after the adjective good, so it becomes a good selection of dictionaries. Number 3, some dictionaries can help you build your vocabulary if they provide synonyms. You build vocabulary, and dictionaries provide the words. Number 4, so that you can avoid offending people. We need the verb offend in the ing form because it directly follows the verb avoid. All right, let's finish off exercise 2. Number 5, looking at the phonetic symbols and noting which syllable is stressed. Remember, symbols are the visual markers on the page, and syllables are the actual sound chunks. Number 6, good luck is given as an idiom in the dictionary. Number 7, dictionaries tell you which words go together. Examples of collocations are make a mistake. As we learned, words naturally going together defines a collocation. And finally, number 8, in the word emphasis, the stress is on the first syllable. When we are talking about syllables within a word, we always use the word stress. Section 6, Exercise 3, Dictionary Detective. Okay, we've made it to our final challenge. Let's refer back to our dictionary page. We're going to treat this page exactly like a treasure map, and we are hunting for the specific linguistic clues required to answer the final 6 questions. Let's see what we found. Question 1 asks, which related words are given for mistake and make a mistake? Well, if you look closely under the Other Words For box on the page, you'll find error, fault, and do something wrong. Question 2 asks how many definitions there are for the entry guy. Looking at the bold numbers directly under the word guy, we can see there are clearly 2 definitions, one for a man or boy, and one plural definition for a group of men and women. Question 3 asks for the style of the idiom, you can't win. Right next to it, tucked away in brackets, it specifically says informal. Let's look at question 4. Is guy an offensive word? Well, if we look back at the entry, the tag in brackets only says informal. It doesn't say offensive anywhere, so the answer is no, it is just informal. Question 5 asks, which phonetic symbols are given for guy? Right next to the word, enclosed in those forward slashes, we see a lowercase g, an a, and an I. That transcription, guy, is exactly what we need to write down. Finally, question 6 asks us to evaluate 2 different sentences. Sentence A says, I haven't got the keys, but it's not my fault. If we look at the dictionary note for mistake, it explicitly says, fault indicates who is responsible for something bad. So sentence A is completely correct in its usage. Sentence B says, my dad wins a lot of money in his job. But wait a second. Look at the help note under the entry for the word win. It explicitly warns us, note that we earn, not win, money at our job. Therefore, sentence B is grammatically incorrect based on English collocations. We earn a living, we don't win it. And just like that, you have officially conquered Unit 3 by learning how to navigate phonetic symbols, spot natural collocations, and understand those subtle style tags. You aren't just blindly memorizing vocabulary anymore. You are actually learning how the language lives, breathes, and functions in the real world. So I want to leave you with this provocative thought. Do you want to spend the rest of your life just painfully translating in your head? Or do you want to master the learner's dictionary to truly start thinking in English? Keep practicing, keep actively exploring those dictionary entries, and I will be right here waiting for you in the next explainer.